G'day and welcome to this edition of the COLAC Herald Sports Mash. We're back here at the big ground, Central Reserve. No fancy intro this week. I just thought, let's save a little bit for the grand final.
Next week. Looking forward to that one.
Don't want to waste it all. Ben Martin's here with me, sports editor. Big weekend of finals. It's very cold here, Ben, at Central Reserve today. But let's get stuck into the footy. What happened there over the weekend?
Plenty of big news at the weekend, Lock. We'll kick it off with the second semi-final on Saturday. It was right here at Central Reserve where Lachlan booked a place in its first grand final since 2008. They defeated minor Premier Forest 15-11-101 to 5-8-38. So a 10-goal win there. They kicked 10 goals to 2 in the second half to really just put a dominant stamp on their form at the moment. For Lachlan, Luke Norton kicked 4 goals while Steve Oliver, Ryan Evans and Dan Hermans all kicked 2, and their best players were young Tom Stephen and Rick Dougie White. For Forest, Jared Matheson, the former Dolphin, kicked 2 goals, while their best players were Scotty Ganger and Dean Calcedo. So they will come back this week against Birregurra after they defeated South COLAC in Sunday's first semi-final at Western Oval. South COLAC's Ben Cox kicked the first goal of the day, but after that it was all Birregurra. They won 18-5, 113 to 9-5-59 at Western Oval, as I said. The best players were Tom Grayley and Cam Wright for Birregurra, while Christian Kelly kicked 5 goals and young Benny Lynch kicked 4 goals, provided an entertaining battle with Dave Mirandez.
Well done, Ben. For
South COLAC, Rick Wild and Mirandez both kicked 2 goals, while their best players were Stephen Trunk, Hammond and Mirandez. Really put a good finish to the season there for the Roos, who obviously finished runner-up last year. In the reserves, football now, Illawarra Biak has booked its 7th grand final appearance after a win against minor Premier South COLAC. They won 8-7-55 to 4-6-30 at Central Reserve, right here on this very ground. Sean Delstar for the Bombers, while Michael Dooley was the Roos' best. And in the first semi-final, Forest defeated Birregurra 8-8-56 to 7-3-45 at Western Oval. So it'll be a qualifying final. South COLAC will return. They'll take on Forest this weekend. In that game, it was all Forest early, but Birregurra came home strong. The league leading goal kicker David Tucker was the Lions' best with 4 goals, while Sam Bryan was Birregurra's best.
Sam Bryan,
Sam
good
Bryan,
on ya.
the IT man.
Woo!
In the junior football now, the under 17.5, the second semi-final, Tom Stephen has led Birregurra to their second consecutive grand final appearance. They'll hope to go back-to-back this year. They defeated COLAC Imperials 15-8-98 to 4-4-28 at Central Reserve. Will Cowlishaw was COLAC Imperials' best in that one. The Imps will now come back. They'll play Elvie next week after they defeated Otway Districts 10-16-76 to 7-2-44 at Western Oval on Sunday. Alex Williamson was Elvie's best, while Kelly Maxwell, the young ruckman, was the best for Otway Districts. In the under 14.5 now, South COLAC, a bit of an upset here. They've given Birregurra their first loss of the season, the under 14.5, 5-4-34 to 3-6-24. So a pretty low scoring game here at Central Reserve. Wiley Brown was the Roos' best, while league best and fairest Zach Zadibel was the best player for Birregurra. And in the first semi-final, Tom Carl has led COLAC Imperials to defeat Illawarra Biak to keep their finals hopes alive. 5-13-43 to 3 goals straight, 18 at Western Oval on Sunday. Ethan Hill was the Bombers' best, so the Imps will come back next week and take on Birregurra in a pretty exciting matchup there. And we'll cross straight into GFL news now. We'll cross over to Lock with the netball in a second, but COLAC Tigers finished their regular season with a win. They defeated Geelong West St Peters 15-9-99 to 13-7-85 at Geelong's West Oval. A bit of controversy surrounding the ground there.
Not in good condition.
But unfortunately, the Tigers have missed finals. They finished 7th on percentage. Cal Buchanan, Mick Davis, Jake Carmody and Cade Newton all kicked 2 goals, while Chris Oborn and Andrew Kelly were their best for Geelong West St Peters. Anthony Churnside was the Roosters' best, and they also finished outside of 5. Lock.
Close, but not close enough for the Tigers, unfortunately. And let's just have a quick mention of the COLAC Herald sign. We got it right this week. Last week you might have noticed an inadvertent advertisement for another company. Not this week, we've got it sorted out. Let's get into the netball scores now. The first game we have for you from the weekend was COLAC Imperials, the minor premier, taking on South COLAC. They got the win. They got it comfortably, 63-41. Clinical display of netball. I was there. Rebecca Scott scored 51 of the Imps' 63 goals. Candy Robbins with 12. Tegan McNamara had 23 for the Roos. The best for the Imperials was Emma Salmon in defence. She had a super game. And South COLAC's Chelsea Spears was the best there. So probably not necessarily a surprising result, and the Imps go straight through to the grand final, where South COLAC they play the winner of our game yesterday, which was Simpson versus Illawarra Biak, and the Bombers, the reigning premiers, they got the points in an absolute thriller, 38-37. It came down to the final minute, couple of intercepts, couple of umpire calls, game's all over. Bombers win by a goal. So the Bombers will be playing South COLAC next week. In this game, Casey Johnson scored 21 goals. Taylor Learson really played 3 great quarters for 14 goals. Simpson's Jessie Hawkins was unstoppable. She scored 26 goals, had a great match. Narelle Frith was the best for the Bombers. And Ashley Cronin in defence there had a great game for Simpson. So Simpson's season comes to a close again in finals disappointment, but they'll bounce back bigger and stronger next year. Don't you worry about that. In B grade, Simpson took on South COLAC in the second semi-final at Central Reserve, which was here, not on this ground, obviously over in the netball courts. 49-30 was the final score to Simpson, so they're through to the grand final. COLAC Imperials took on Illawarra Biak yesterday at Western Oval. The Imps got the points in a strong game, 40-21. Bridget O'Sullivan had 24 goals in that game. So the Imps are going to take on South COLAC in next week's preliminary final in B grade. In C grade, this was exciting. I tell you what, Western Eagles, COLAC Imperials, it had it all. 35 minutes of extra time, if you don't mind. 50-48 was the final score. So after the extra time finished, one of the teams had to be 2 goals up. That ended up being the Eagles. Angela Boyd there, 32 goals, and she hit the winning score as well, just the winning shot. So really good win there for the Eagles, but COLAC Imperials not out of this C grade race by any means. A very good effort by them as well. In the first semi-final yesterday, Simpson defeated Otway Districts 33-31, so they'll take on a pumped up COLAC Imperials next week. It should be another ripper game in C grade. Now just to go through the junior results very quickly. 17 and under in the second semi-final here at Central Reserve, Imperials defeated South COLAC 33-21. In the first semi-final, Otway Districts defeated Simpson 31-23. So the Demons will take on South COLAC in next week's preliminary final. In 15s, Illawarra Biak defeated Simpson 29-25, and Western Eagles defeated Lorne yesterday 39-22. So Simpson takes on Western Eagles, while Illawarra Biak are through to the grand final of the 15s. And in 13 and under, COLAC Imperials defeated South COLAC in the second semi-final, and Lorne defeated Illawarra Biak in the first semi-final to keep their finals hopes alive. South COLAC Lorne in the 13s preliminary next week, and COLAC Imperials through to a grand final. Very well represented COLAC Imperials in the netball. Now the GFL netball, very quickly, the Tigers lost their final game to Geelong West St Peters. Of course, that's their second loss of the season to the Roosters. It was a hard fought game. They lost by about 13 goals, and Courtney Coulahan, though, a little bit of icing on the cake, she won the goal scoring for the GFL, so she's the highest A grade goal scorer, and she'll get a Hot Shot award at the end of the season. Which is a very nice segue into our COLAC Herald Sports of the Week. No surprises here. Courtney Coulahan, well done. Former A-grade coach of the Tigers last year. She's just had a great season, Ben. Scored a lot of goals.
She stepped down from that senior role obviously this year, but she's really leading the team well on the court. I suppose in a team that probably hasn't done as well as they might have hoped. She's really been just a shining light and really just provided a lot of avenues to go, and really just taken advantage of the opportunities she's been given.
That's spot on. Tigers finished outside finals in the netball and the football, but Courtney Coulahan, a really good positive for them this year. That wraps us up for the Sports Mash. Make sure you tune into the locker room on Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Lots of sports news to get through during the week, and make sure you buy your copy of the COLAC Herald. From me, Lachlan, and from Ben, we'll see you later.
See ya.